All right, I am going to give you a little quick workout that will progress. You can do sets or you can just go through this one time. And I'll also show you ways to make it a compound exercise. So we're just going to take biceps and triceps today. And if you have more than one set of weights, that's excellent because the triceps are typically a weaker muscle group and we usually want to go a little bit lighter, but we need more weight to challenge those biceps. So if you have a couple of sets available, grab them. And if you don't have a couple of sets available, I'll show you ways to make it a little bit more dynamic so that it suits both sides of the arms. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my lighter dumbbells and I'll have them sitting here. And as a warm-up, you might want to use those light dumbbells or you might just want to go through the bicep curl itself, okay? So that could be your warm-up. When we talk about dynamic warm-ups, we are talking about moving through the ranges of motion and preparing the body for the activity ahead. So we're not talking about standing and doing a bunch of static stretches. Dynamic means we're moving, okay? So how we can start off here is close to the body. Your hammer curl is a fantastic example of an exercise that is close to the body. And what I mean by that is by keeping this range of motion, we're now picking up weight, but we're able to manage it because we haven't gotten too big yet. Now how we could make this hammer curl even more dynamic still is adding a squat to it, okay? So we have a warm-up, a foundational movement, and then a compound movement. We're gonna go ahead and pause here. Now what I'll ask you to do is just pull the weights into the side of the waist, shoulders down, and right from here, if you wanna start here, that's fine, but this is the end point. So wherever you begin is also your end. So we're doing just a kickback. We're keeping the abdominals drawn in. Watch out not to let the head hang. It's a really common thing to do is just kind of let the head hang, okay? So right now we have fairly close to the body, tricep kickback. Now as you're doing this kickback, if you were feeling like you wanted to pump it up a little bit, you could add an alternating lunge. Or if an alternating lunge doesn't feel very good to you, you could hold and just do a split squat, okay? All right, so foundational movement, tricep kickback, progression, alternate lunge, or split squat. Good. From here, this is where we'd grab a heavier set of dumbbells. If you don't have that option available to you, then you're gonna go ahead and allow your arms to come out a little bit. We'll start with lowering towards the thighs, lifting towards the shoulders. So bicep curl with external rotation. If you've got lightweight and it's just super duper easy, lifting your elbows away from the midline of the body is going to make it a little bit more challenging. So that kind of makes up for that lack of weight. Okay, so you've got your external rotation here. And what we could do with this one is take it into a curtsy squat. Curtsy squat. Making sure that forward knee is pointed in the same direction as the toes. That's it. And two more. One more. Good. From here, we're going to take those arms hanging alongside the hips and we'll take them back and in, back and in. So as I'm pressing back, I'm resisting in. This is my straight arm tricep work. I'm getting the rear deltoid here too, the back of the shoulder. And I'm gonna add a little something onto this. A hip hinge, knees soft, abs engaged. I'm gonna go over into a hip hinge or a deadlift movement, come up, press back. I go over, two, I come up, two, over, two, up, two. Three more. Two more. One more time. And relax. Okay, last but not least, I'm gonna go into a concentration curl. Now typically I might wanna sit down for my concentration curl, or I could just get really low. And this is hard for a lot of people. My feet are completely on the floor. So if you wanna grab a chair, we're gonna press the elbow into the inner thigh. Hold both weights in one hand and pull it up to the chest. Now you could omit the concentration curls and do the last bicep exercise, that bicep with external rotation, for a second set, adding that curtsy squat on the other side. And if you're way down here and you're like, wow, that is killer, it is, you could come up with it and down with it. And you could do this without the elbow propped into the inner thigh. You see, it looks like I'm zipping straight up the body, okay? And I'm doing a plié, keeping both feet firmly planted on the floor. My knees are happy. Good, and of course I would switch to the other side. So I'm giving you 3 exercises, but the last 2 exercises, you could just do a second set on the other side, or a second set with the curtsy squat. It's all gonna be written out for you. Let's go 2 more. And 1 more. Good. Now the last thing I'm gonna do, and you'll notice all of this was standing, I'm going to come to both hands up. My forearms are parallel to the floor. Watch out if you've got a ponytail. It's so easy to grab your hair between the 2 bells and it doesn't feel particularly good. I'm letting my elbows be forward, but I'm not forcing them forward. Knees soft, abs tight. I'm gonna hinge just a little at the hips and do an overhead tricep extension. Now this movement can be done with both arms, hands together or hands apart. They both present different challenges, and this one doesn't work for everyone, especially if you have elbow, wrist, or shoulder issues. But if I wanted to make this a little bit more exciting, I could squat and lift, or I could squat and calf raise. Separate or together with those arms. And relax. Okay, so all we're gonna do is a quick stretch. Biceps, we're pulling gently back with the fingertips, forearm, bicep, front of the shoulder. And then we'll go quickly to the other side, and if this stretch doesn't work, we go here. And then we drop down, roll it out, and take it to the other side. So this is a time of year where it's very busy. And we're also very tired. We've had a heck of a year, a lot of challenge. It feels very often like we're moving through molasses. So my goal is to give you a quick workout that you can use like a buffet. You do the workout part of it that works for you. You can do that foundational movement. You can do the foundational movement and add on to it. Yeah. Lighter or heavier weights, more than 1 set, and so forth. And the reason is we sometimes talk ourselves out of working out at all because we don't feel like we have enough time. So I'm going to be dropping little snippets for you that will give you the option to bring yourself into a workout that shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes and can be as vigorous as you feel up to or as not vigorous, as foundational as you may need. I hope that helps. I hope you're feeling good, feeling strong, and I'll see you again next time.